Look at me, I'm Chandler. Could I be wearing any more clothes? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails. Guys, we have a kit reveal today, and you guys have all probably seen a ton of other people's videos on this, and everyone's got their own speculations, and it's all redundant, right? Like, I would be surprised if I was the first person to whose video you actually watched about this. Let me know in the comments if you did hold out for my video. I would be greatly interested in that. But anyway, sorry, I'm distracted by this little holo projector hologram of Vader, pretending like he's the Emperor. He's like, execute order 66, and Piet's like, what's that? He's like kill some of these ships, go hide on the other side of the moon, and then in a little bit you can call up the Death Star and we'll do your work for you. And Piet's like, yes my lord, is that what order 66 is? And Palpy in the back, he's like, no Vader's just trying on his daddy's clothes, that's all he's doing. So I don't know, I'm distracted by it. I apologize for the whole scenario, but it does make me laugh, actually. Like, it literally just looks like Vader's trying to pull a Palpatine. Like, you can't replace the big guy. Sorry, dude. Like, you've been an apprentice for how long? Like, you've never taken him out. Like, why not? Anyways, what I do want to know is how to pronounce this name, though. Okay, so I've been convinced, but so before, a little background just before you guys, let's dive into some grammar first. Before we talk about this game, let's talk about grammar. So, and etymology and all of this stuff. So growing up, I always used to think this ship was called the Executor, because what does it do? Like, it executes people. And I even explained that in one of my videos. A lot of people chimed in and said, well, that would be like an executioner, not an executor. This should be executor. And, like it's someone who does something, who executes a plan or something like that, like it's a legal term in a lot of ways. So I get that people, I think that they've convinced me that that's how we're supposed to pronounce it, but CG also released a ship called the Executrix. Executor, meet the Executrix. Like, it's like the Executor, only like a clown, like the one with tricks. It's madness, and so I think I'm just gonna keep calling it Executor, because it sounds different than Executrix. That way, when I'm doing a guide or talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just take Executor, and people will be like, do you mean Executrix? They'll be rolling their eyes. It'll be this whole thing, because I just don't. I'd rather just call it the Executor, and it'll be the Mothra thing over and over again. Why do you call him Executor? Why do you call her Mothra? And I'll be like, here, I'll explain it again. And then the next batch of people, but it's so off-putting that you call it the wrong thing, and I'll be like, well, I'm sorry. And then I'll probably just capitulate. So anyways, we've floundered through almost 4 minutes of this video. Let's actually talk about a little analysis anyways, folks. I do have some thoughts on it. So Executor looks really good. It really does. It's it's super bizarre. So it's a capital ship. It's Empire. I mean, it should be Empire, and it should not be bounty hunters. I mean, someone made a really funny comment of like, oh yeah, I remember that one time that Piet led a bunch of bounty hunters to fight for him, in such and such battle, including the Razor Crest. And I mean, you chuckle at that, and then you're like, well, like, stop being stupid, please. Like, clearly this is just a game, and I mean, in a game that Luke's like, I have no memory of my mother, and then he can just like fight alongside Padme if he wants. Not that it would be good, but he can. Like, you have to kind of dismiss the reality of things. And I think the first thing I want to point out is, so this ship looks so good, and I will be so surprised if it is not the 5th character for the Darth Vader or Lord Vader unlock, even though it doesn't make sense. Like the timeline wise, this wouldn't have existed by the time Lord Vader was, you know, the crispy one was alive or was around. You know, this was made for suited Vader. It really it doesn't matter that much. It's I think if it's not this, I don't know what. I truly don't know. So I think it'll be this. Even though I know in my video I said that it was going to be something else. I really do think this is it, guys. We'll see tomorrow. So we'll see if I'm wrong. We'll see if this aged well. Probably not. We'll find out. So, all right. The thing I want to point out here, guys, is there is some Imperial synergy here, but mostly it is bounty hunters, which is what we were hoping for. But it's not a bounty hunter capital ship, which doesn't matter. Like everything's about breach. Like the main elements of this entire kit are breach and target lock. So actually target lock, like it feeds into the Imperial thing. Like they do target lock pretty well as well. So if you get this ship and you're like, I find bounty hunters off-putting, and I'll immediately I'm going to judge you. But beyond that judgment, it's just kidding. You can believe what you want, but I can also judge what I want. Just, you know, I won't judge you, but you know, just saying. Jeez, I'm so stupid. Tonight I'm just talking a bunch of fluff. I apologize, folks. Okay, so the basic, I wonder if this is like, how many capital ships basics do we even really use that much? I remember watching a good streamer. He was like, I don't even remember what the Radis's basic is. I guess I'll use it because they were in a weird situation. You know, like you use the Finalizer basic and like the Thrawn basic if you actually use that ship sometimes. But otherwise, you know, I wonder if this is going to be one of those. But so it inflicts expose. That's pretty good. Deals 5% more damage for active and for each active Imperial or Empire ally, and does even more damage per active bounty hunter ally. My guess is that we won't even notice it. We'll be like, I have 5 bounty hunters out there, and the Executor's gonna be like, I did 5 damage. It'll be cool. It'll be so good. So we have the special one, Breach of Protocols, which I think is fun. It's breach, you know, it's a play on words. We just had a grammar lesson, folks. Like, why not recognize their play on words? So let's see. Deal physical damage to all enemies, so it's an AoE. If the enemy is target locked, call all Empire allies to assist, dealing less damage. If the target enemy is breached, call all bounty hunter allies to assist, so doing more damage. So this is one that you're going to want to wait to use, is my guess. Like, you won't lead off with this ability. Like, you're going to... Well, it just depends on at what point, like what speed his Executor going to be. We don't know. So, you know, it just depends. If you can get some breaches out, then this might end up being the best one that you want to use. But it doesn't do any, it just does physical damage, and it does more damage and calls people to assist. I mean, it's good. It doesn't actually apply any of the debuffs that we're really looking for, though. So special 2, this one is a cooldown 5, so you might want to do this first. It's in the vague hope that you actually get to do it another time. Let's see, bounty hunter allies gain potency up for 1 turn, which is pretty nice, because sometimes you can't stick that breach, and potency up will help you dispel outmaneuver and stealth from all enemies. So outmaneuver is the one that's on the Falcon, so that's clearly targeting just the Falcon. It's like rebel fleets, no more. I mean, the Falcon did kind of get one up on it, so I can see why in lore, I can see why this kit would be like, hey, let's do something that the Executor never did in real life. Let's have it beat the Falcon on its own. Because it never did. Like, the Falcon fought it like 3 different times, or was in the same like engagement kind of area. And Executor lost all 3 times. Like, Falcon just kept running away, getting away, escaping, and then killing the Death Star after the Executor crashed into it. So, totally makes sense that we'd have that. And so it gets rid of outmaneuver and stealth from all enemies, dispel all debuffs from bounty hunter allies in case we're in case we're buzz droided. Target ally recovers 100%, so you can completely regenerate one of your guys, and if they're a bounty hunter, they gain foresight and taunt. So It's like, hey, my houndstooth is almost dead. I guess I'll just make it back alive, and it's taunting now. Okay, so then we got the ultimate. It's a cool animation. You guys can see it's just destroying a ship. It not only does it destroy the enemy capital ship without without your own capital ship dying, it also stuns all enemies for a turn. And allies gain protection up. If there's no enemy capital ship, then you just destroy all active enemy ships instead. It can be evaded, etc. Yeah, so there's that. And then, you know, it's pretty good. Obviously, it's cool animation. It really is. It's like, I don't know. It's cool. It's where do you come back from? Like, what light side version of a capital ship are they can they actually like use now? But like that's credible as something that could actually counter this guy. Like you can see in his art, it's got all these Star Destroyers just surrounding the Executor. It's like the Executrix is one of these or something. It could be, you know. Like where do you go from there? I'm just curious. Who knows? Who cares really? This is pretty cool. For now, this is the one that we need to get. I mean, it's gonna be meta. There's no question. The Vader's Bounty, guys. You guys can read this. Like, it's all about breach and stuff. It's pretty cool. It really is. And then they reworked Boba's ship. We don't need to really look at that. I mean, we can if we want. If we really want. Oh, we can look at it if you want. If you really want. Like, it's cool. It's cool enough. Like, so they add, if the target enemy is breached, dispel all buffs on his basic. That's cool. Like, Slave 1 getting a buff. I did not expect that. I didn't think CG was ever going to actually rework another character. Not out of malice, but just because they don't need to, because they can require characters, like bad characters. They're like, hey, Tusken sucks. Like, go forth and gear him. Okay, cool. Like, we don't have to rework him, like, but we've incentivized these people to gear him anyways. You know, so I figured that we were just done with that. But, let's see. So, at the start of the battle, or when reinforced for each active enemy, Slave 1 gains... Oh yeah, so he gets just a unique here, basically. He gains all this offense, crit chance, you know, speed, all this stuff. First time all enemies are breached while Slave 1 is active, or if he enters the battle while all enemies are breached, seismic charges cooldown is reset. So if you can have him enter the field when his cooldown is reset, then, or when everyone's breached, then he can go do his mini ultimate, and that's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. So, and then it also, you know, more breach synergy. Yeah, that's all we've got, guys. So, I mean, very clearly a bounty hunter ship, and I just have to think, like, with all this stuff, like, ignoring stealth, ignoring, you know, anything rebels can do, like, we'll have to see. Obviously, we have to see how it plays out, but I could see this ship just destroying the current meta. I don't think it'll be close, especially on offense. I think you can kind of be a pretty dumb person and still get first in arena. I do see this being a race though. So the thing that I didn't really comment on that much was that ultimate is cooldown 20, but so it's gonna be a race because it's reduced by, the cooldown is reduced by 1 each time breach is inflicted on an enemy ship. And so you know, all the bounty hunters gain all this cool stats. They gain, you're gonna have mechanics in place to get breach out there. And so what's gonna end up happening, guys, I think, is it's going to be an arms race. Like, I cringe so hard when I say this, but I think we're going to end up having Relic 9 Piet, Relic 9 on all the bounty hunter ships, IG-11, all of them are gonna just have, we're gonna need Relic 9, and kills me to say that. I love bounty hunters. I do not love Relic 9, love them though, but we're gonna need that extra speed. We're gonna put a Zeta on IG-11 or 88. All this stuff just because we need to make sure that we get the target locks, or I mean the breaches, before our opponents do in the mirror match. Now granted, a lot of people won't have Executor right away, but for the realm that I play in, like I'll get it pretty close to day one. So That's what I'm expecting, and then as people unlock it, that's what it's going to be. It's just going to be this escalation of a speed meta, unless we get something in there, some off meta. And all I can think of, guys, I think in a straight fight, this guy just destroys everyone. I keep thinking, though, so Radis just seems like it would be so cool if Radis could win here. And Radis actually has the tools to maybe evade enough and avoid those breaches, and maybe just be like kind of an off meta, like really low banner win kind of thing. Because if you can kill the Executor before it executes you, before it executes you, then you might be good. I mean, you would be good, I think. Like the bounty hunter ships and all their breach synergy, that's going to be great. They're going to do all this damage. Everything's going to be tough. Like, you're not going to do much good until Radis just kills him. But that's something I'm going to be looking at. Hopefully we don't need too many relics on those characters. But I don't think in a straight up fight, I don't think right now, reading the rules, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a fair fight. 7-star Executor versus 7-star Negotiator just looks like Negotiator gets swatted. So that being said, folks, this video is going long, especially because it's pretty light on analysis. But let me know what you think of the video. If you like the fluff, the madness, let me know, please, in the comments. And folks, I will just say this: please hit the like and sub buttons if you have not yet. Please leave a comment. All of those things help us with the algorithm. This was by far my best month on YouTube. I will just say that. Like, it's working, guys. Your hard work has been working. You know, it's been benefiting me, and I do truly appreciate it. But you know, we're trying to get on the algorithm, and it's working. I mean, we're getting a little tiny corner of it, but we're getting a tinier, I was going to say a tinier and tinier, but an ever increasingly large corner of it, until eventually, you know, we'll reach like 1%. So that'll be cool. But that being said, folks, thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Let's do GAC tomorrow, guys. Woo! Unless my opponent placed fluff, which he might have. All right, goodbye.